boys, in today's video I am doing my February TBR, February TBR, 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 TBR. So first, I want to show you the 3 books that I plan to read this month, 1 book every 10 days, and also I went shopping the other day and got some new books. So this is also going to be a mini book haul, just 5. I wanted to get a 6th one, but they didn't have it, which I will talk to you about. But they did have 5 that I wanted, which I will show you after I tell you about my TBR. 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 So I haven't settled on a particular order yet, but one book that I want to read this month of February is Wonder Woman by Leigh Bardugo, or Wonder Woman Warbringer by Leigh Bardugo. I've heard such great things about this book. I don't know much else about it except that it's, you know, a Wonder Woman story, but I'm looking forward to finding out more about it. I won't bother reading the entire blurb to you, but one thing that it says on the back is, daughter of immortals, daughter of death, their friendship will change the world. It sounds like a real kick-ass woman Amazonic story. From what I know from the blurb, there's a girl called Princess Diana, and she saves Alia, and Alia is a warbringer, and everyone wants the warbringer either to destroy her or to use her because she can bring misery and bloodshed, something like that. But it sounds epic, and basically it sounds like an awesome sisterly partnership of Alia and Diana coming together to save both their worlds. And it sounds like a whole bunch of disaster and chaos ensues, but the kind of disaster and chaos that we like to read about. The second book that I plan to read this month, which I'm so excited to finally have on a TBR, is The School for Good and Evil by Soman Chanani. I think I mentioned this before. I've had this book for 2-3 years now, and finally I'm going to read it. Again, I know very little about these stories other than what I've seen in the trailer and what I read in the blurb, but it sounds like there's a school, obviously, and these 2 people every 4 years, I think it is? Yes, every 4 years these 2 people are taken away in the, you know, dead of night, and they're taken to the school. And from what I understand, I believe it's decided whether or not you're good or whether you're bad, and what I feel like perhaps we'll learn is that, you know, there is not always just good and bad. There are some gray areas sometimes, and also what it says in the last line is because sometimes the princess and the witch don't look like they do in fairy tales. So I'm also getting, you know, maybe the good people are actually the bad people, maybe the bad people are actually the good people, but also maybe there's a gray area. And the third and final book that I'll be reading this month is also another new one for me. I'm reading 3 new unrelated books right this month. That's interesting, because normally I like to mix it with old series and new series, but come to think of it, I think I've finished all my old series. The only series I have to finish is the Luna Chronicles, which I will finish very soon, but other than that, I could actually be done. Yeah, these are all new. I don't know anything about Wonder Woman, I don't know anything about School for Good and Evil, and I know very little about this next book, Northern Lights. But I did mention this in a previous video because it is the book that's based on the Golden Compass series, which for some reason I still have not read. So finally, this month I am going to read Northern Lights by Philip Pullman. I went book shopping! Earlier in this video, I went book shopping the other day. I went for a specific reason and for one specific book, and of course I ended up buying 5 other books, and none of them were the book that I went for. So first of all, the book that I went for was Iron Gold. Beautiful, Darrow Severo filled Iron Gold, and my bookstore didn't have it because yes, it's new, and I guess they're taking a little bit longer than I thought. So they should have it this weekend maybe, so maybe I'll go and be getting another book. Yay! The book that I originally went for in the first place. But they didn't have it. However, I was not going to let that deter me. Surprise, surprise. I just said, okay then, I'll buy different books instead. So I did. So first of all, as you all know, I recently discovered V.E. Schwab. I mean, I knew about her, yet I'd never read her books. Now, because I have this ongoing, blooming, blossoming love for V.E. Schwab, I went out and got her other series, A Darker Shade of Magic. I'm really looking forward to getting this, and what I loved the most so far, because I haven't read it yet, is the little caption here that says, for the ones who dream of stranger worlds. And I definitely do dream of stranger worlds. From what I know of this, there are magicians, hell yeah. There are parallel universes, speaking my language, V.E. Schwab, speaking my language. Also, Darker Shade of Magic has different versions of London. There's White London, Red London, Black London, and I believe there's another London, Grey London perhaps? But yes, all different kinds of Londons, one where there's no magic, one where there is magic and it's revered, one where people are fighting over magic, and yes, there's something ominous about the Black London and I do not know what kind of magic is there. So it sounds right up my alley and I'm looking very forward to getting into a darker shade of magic. I also got Nevernight by J. Kristoff. This will be my first time reading a J. Kristoff book. I again don't know much about this one, but there is a girl called Maya or Mia, depending on how you read it, and from what I understand vaguely is that she goes to a church, but the church is actually a school with assassins in it, and demons and liars, and what was the other word? Murderers. And she learns how to be an assassin, and from also what I understand, she seems to have some kind of dark power that makes her pretty deadly, and yeah, stuff happens. Another wonderful book that I got was Batman Nightwalker by Marie Lu. You may see a little bit of a similarity between the Wonder Woman book that I plan to read this month and Batman. That is because it's from the DC Icons. I'm not entirely sure what's happening, but Random House is doing some kind of promotion. I don't know if you can see it there. DC Icons, and there are 4 authors that are being paired with 4 awesome superheroes. So Leigh Bardugo is doing Wonder Woman, and Catwoman is being done by Sarah J. Maas, which I can't wait to get. There's also Superman by Matt De La Pena, who I don't know and haven't read, but I'm looking forward to it. And then yes, there is Batman by Marie Lu. And I finally got Winter! Woo! This is the 4th and final book in the Lunar Chronicles! So I will definitely be reading this sometime soon to finally finish off the Lunar Chronicles, and then I will really be done reading all the series that I currently am in the process of reading, but I'm so looking forward to reading this. This is Winter, so Snow White retelling, but mixed with the beauty of Cinderella, Red Riding Hood, and Rapunzel, and just the gloriousness of Marissa Mayer's awesome imagination. And the final book I got is another one that I know nothing about but I've heard good things about, and that is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. And for this one I am going to read the blurb to you to explain to you why I still, after reading the blurb, can tell you nothing other than it is a night circus. Let me read this blurb. The circus arrives without warning. No announcements precede it. It is simply there when yesterday it was not. That is it. That is it. So I can tell you nothing about the night circus except there's a circus at night, and it comes and it goes. And that is all for my February books to munch, and also for my little mini book haul of the books that I recently got, and hopefully I will be adding Iron Gold to this pretty soon. Have you read any of the books that I have bought? Have you read any of the books that I plan to read, and what were your thoughts on them? Have you gone shopping lately? What books have you bought? Were they fantasy? Because if they were, tell me what they were, because I'm always looking for more books. Not that I need more books, I actually cannot fit these current books on my bookshelf. I'm looking to think where I'm going to put them, but that's besides the point. If you have any fantasy recommendations, if you've read any of these books, or if you plan to read any of these books, let me know, because I love reading fantasy books and I love talking about fantasy books and I love getting more fantasy books. And that is all for today. I hope you've had a great start to February, and until next time, I'll see you. Bye!